Honestly, I'm just worried the subtitle was too cheesy. There's nothing like a new pair of earbuds to convince me to bust out the old playlists from high school and college, to revisit those tunes that were formative to me and see if they still sound good.
Who needs a time machine?
This is my time machine.
Do they sound better on these new earbuds? If they sound different, is it because I've changed? Even though the most popular and influential manufacturers can stagnate an industry to be a series of self-reflective knockoffs, change is inevitable. For the unsatisfied few like myself, we sit and twiddle our thumbs waiting for a catalyst. Experimental creativity is rarely well rewarded in consumer technology, no matter how positively it impacts innovation. So here we are. Nothing is a growing company built on the experience of Carl Pei, the co-founder of the OG OnePlus, as well as a handful of interesting partners and investors. I'm hesitant to call their impact on this technology space catalytic yet, but I'm super excited to see what they do in the coming years and to see if they continue to hold out against those mainstream market tastes.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last.
After all, it's not like Carl Pei has a perceived legacy of selling out that he has to overcome. Enough of that shit, let's talk earbuds. This is the Nothing Ear. No, not the first one, that was the Nothing Ear 1. And not the second one, of course, that was the Nothing Ear 2. This is the third one, the Nothing Ear. So for the sake of simplicity, let's call it the Nothing Ear 2024. I don't think they're done making these. Let's start with design and feel. Whether or not you like the way these look, competition and innovation is healthy for an industry. And if all you want is a large bean or a plain white stem in your ear, get out of here. You have all the choices in the world at your doorstep. Fortunately for me, as the guy who pre-ordered these sight unseen, I love it. These glamour shots speak for themselves. Nothing is making one-of-a-kind stuff. For the visually impaired or those who have been living under a rock, Nothing products are visually distinct in a number of ways. They lean heavily into clear, transparent tech. You see this on their phones as well. They also like to use a variety of different materials and textures within. I don't use a Nothing phone myself, but these do tie in pretty brilliantly to that product portfolio. Like the rest of Nothing tech, the case itself is all plastic with some metal accents. It's all very smooth and it attracts a lot of fingerprints, but you don't see them that easily since it's clear. Opening and closing it feels really nice. You gotta listen to the magnetic snap of this thing. Here, come closer, listen to this. Listen to that. Oh yeah, that's nice. It feels good. There are downsides though. This case isn't too large, but its corners are very square, making it feel large in the hand and in the pocket. Comparing this to AirPods or Pixel Buds or my other earbuds, the OnePlus Buds Pro, the Nothing ear case feels more like a box in your pocket as opposed to an ergonomic river rock like some of its competitors. This divot on the top of the case though feels delightful. It's just a lovely spot to put your finger and turn it into a fidget spinner. I hope future iterations can make a more ergonomic design while maintaining Nothing's unique and eye-catching design language. On the earbuds themselves, the fit is great. My ears are pretty normal. I've only ever used medium-sized earbud tips. But I was a little worried that the physical size of the earbud housing would be uncomfortably large in my ear. Fortunately, it feels great. I can wear these for hours at a time and it doesn't cause any discomfort. The passive seal that they form in my ear complements the active noise cancellation. The controls are done by a variety of stem pinches, all of which are customizable in the Nothing X app. The earbud stems feel pretty good to use, and I think they look good, though I recognize that this design isn't going to be everybody's cup of tea. Small things like these red and white dots differentiating the right and left earbuds, including on the case, are just small, unique things that I really like. The spec sheet that they've managed to pack into this is pretty solid as well, at worst maybe average. It features an 11mm driver, although size doesn't matter nearly as much as how you use it. Materials, design, and then the factory tuning itself all matter way more than the actual driver size, since that's primarily an indicator of peak volume. These earbuds do feature ceramic drivers, which is a stiffer and lighter material than most drivers. In theory, this means that it's capable of a much clearer high end than its competitors, since ceramic is very stiff and light and can vibrate very quickly while retaining its shape. Of course, this is only good if Nothing configures their tuning around that advantage. A reminder though that everybody has different tastes and and different levels of hearing at various frequencies. 20% of the global population has some degree of hearing loss, meaning that you can't hear a certain frequency that most other people can hear. Nothing knows this, and they designed a hearing test in the Nothing X app, which lets the earbuds understand your hearing and tailor the sound to suit you, which is super cool. Giving these earbuds the opportunity to recognize that and compensate by boosting the neighboring frequency bands is a really smart use of technology, and it gives you a better sound and it makes good audio more accessible to everyone. These earbuds support LDAC, LHDC, and AAC, which is a really good spread if you take advantage of it. That might be with Tidal Hi-Fi streaming or with your own local files. I personally just listen on Spotify Premium with high quality enabled, so I don't imagine that support for these codecs is really going to be something that most people take advantage of. Now that I have my personal EQ all set, let's do some listening. Oh, wow. Oh yeah. I'm really feeling it. I hope you enjoyed that generic copyright-free music, but I did listen to my own stuff. So they're pretty safe sounding, and I mean that in the best possible way. With the bass boost turned off, it has a very good, very clean sound. The bass is super well defined without being obnoxious, and the highs are really clean and clear. Best of all for me, it has a strong mid presence. Now, you're smart, so you surely know better than to put too much stock into some random YouTuber's sound quality opinions. I can't recreate the sound for you, and even if I could, sound quality is subjective. For every audiophile listening on their $800 in-ear monitors, there's a dozen frat guys running past you on a hiking trail with some RGB bass-boosted speaker blasting EDM. And they're clearly very happy with that sound quality. Setting a baseline, I prefer a somewhat neutral sound signature, maybe leaning a little warm. I don't typically go for those V-shaped EQs where the bass is super boosted and the trebles are like really crispy and high. But I do like the sound on my Sony WH-1000XM2s, as well as the Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros. See, the majority of consumer-grade earbuds and headphones are all fighting to have like the thumpiest bass and the crispiest highs. And, sometimes you're at a pool party and that just fits the vibe perfectly. But the rest of the time, that V-shaped frequency chart is just kind of frustrating, especially when you're listening to music that was thoughtfully mixed by a talented sound engineer. Hold on, relax. The Nothing ears sound excellent, and they are extremely accurate above all else. Some earbuds, whether intentional or not, have very signature sound profiles, and these do not. Seriously, I've technically heard better on high-quality headphones, but for $150, I've never heard anything that compares to these on a sound quality level. Another huge perk is the soundstage. It's difficult to communicate spatial audio quality in earbuds, so you'll have to take my word that the stereo separation on tracks that are mixed to utilize it sounds incredibly good on these earbuds. It makes music way more immersive for sure, and that's pretty difficult to do on earbuds. I tested these listening to tracks like Mi Corazón by Jacob Collier, The Louvre by Lorde, Swing by Jose Gonzalez, and anything by Tool. I frankly couldn't find a single scenario where I wasn't loving the sound. The Nothing ear have a quoted active noise cancellation of 45 decibels, which puts it right up there with some of the best, like Sony's Word Salad top-of-the-line earbuds and the AirPod Pros. In practice, I have found this to be the case. They compare very well to AirPod Pros, as well as my previous earbuds, the OnePlus Buds Pro. The active noise cancellation on the Nothing ear tackles low frequencies extremely well. Ambient sounds like plane engines and subway noise are suppressed super well. I was sitting with my wife on the porch in a thunderstorm, and she was marveling at this super bassy, loud thunder that was happening. Meanwhile, to me, I was sitting with my earbuds in, and honestly, it just sounded like distant wind due to the noise cancellation. The midtones also are canceled out very well, though I think the performance is more average. It's not winning any trophies like it is with the low-end cancellation. The high-frequency noise cancellation is average at best. I found that I could still very easily hear birds chirping, as well as my very clacky mechanical keyboard at my desk. They're still quieter, but they come through pretty easily. I'd still give these earbuds a 7 out of 10 probably overall on active noise cancellation, particularly because of how good that bassy, low-end noise cancellation is. It's really impressive. And plus, this is always stuff that could be improved upon with updates. So the ANC is good, right? In contrast to that, you have the transparency mode, which in theory means you turn it on and the microphones on the earbuds suddenly let you hear what's happening around you. This is not the case for the Nothing ear. I'm not sure what wires were crossed, but right now, early May 2024, it's pretty much worthless. This has been acknowledged as an issue by Nothing, and apparently they're working on an update to improve it, but for right now, it's actually pretty funny how bad it is. So you have 3 modes, right? You have active noise cancellation, off, and then transparency mode. I honestly had a hard time telling the difference between off and transparency mode. It's kind of funny. I'm hopeful that this will be fixed with an update soon, but if transparency mode, for whatever reason, is an important feature to you, then I would have to recommend you stay away from these earbuds for right now. Oh, and a funny little side note, the noise that plays when you pinch and hold to activate transparency mode is honestly hilarious. It plays this little, it goes like, if you remember the show Sherlock, it kind of sounds like the Irene Adler text tone.
Oh, it's a bit rude, that noise, isn't it?
Why does your phone make that noise? What noise? That noise, the one it just made.
It's fine. It definitely gives me a giggle every time. So I'm going to do a mic test in a moment for the Nothing Ear, but it's definitely worth calling out that if you're buying wireless earbuds and you're expecting excellent microphone quality, I'm sorry to say that nothing is going to amaze you. There are a few good earbuds out there for microphone performance. The higher-end Jabra earbuds, the Sony LinkBuds S, the Soundcore Liberty 4s, those all have really good microphones considering the product class that they're in, but definitely don't get your hopes up for really good microphone quality in true wireless earbuds because not really any of them can do anything about this, the distance from your mic to the earbud. And you can see I'm projecting my voice this way and the microphone is here. So really all a manufacturer can do is figure out how to affordably put a sensitive, high quality microphone on an earbud with a boatload of digital noise reduction done in real time. And that's no small feat. For earbuds, what you're hoping for is simply that it's able to cancel out the extraneous noise around you. You're never going to get a brilliant microphone within the small real estate of the earbud. So the best you can hope for is that the extraneous sound cancellation is good. When I'm walking next to a fairly busy road, there's a breeze, there's birds, it's a wonderful spring day. All you want on the receiving end of this microphone is to not hear any of that bullshit. That said, I don't expect it to sound very good. I just want you to be able to hear me. We'll see. And by way of comparison, this is what the mic sounds like in the same outdoor scenario on my OnePlus Buds Pro. So the question is, how much sound is being canceled out? Microphone quality is important to me since I frequently work remotely and I need to be understood well on online meetings. The Nothing Ear mic performance is pretty hit or miss. As you can tell, I think in louder environments, the sound quality is going to be degraded pretty immediately in favor of environmental noise cancellation. Nothing is able to cancel out that background noise quite a bit, but it definitely comes at the sacrifice of quality. I really wish that was something you could adjust in the app, maybe where you could adjust the amount of background noise you want to cancel out. In the meantime, in quiet situations, if you're in a quiet coffee shop or you're just at home or you're in your car, the mic is pretty good. It's pretty solid, and it does cancel out a lot of the background noise, even in noisier situations, but it sounds worse for it. Now, having all that noise reduction and active noise cancellation going is going to drain the battery pretty quickly. I only ever really use the earbuds when I have the active noise cancellation on. So even though nothing quotes 5 or 6 hours of battery life on a single charge of the earbuds, that's with active noise cancellation off. I woke up, I started a stopwatch, and I immediately used these earbuds for 4 hours and 40 minutes straight. Now that's of course with active noise cancellation on and taking a couple of work meetings on the earbuds throughout the morning. I do have the noise cancellation on max, and I keep the volume somewhere around 40 or 50%. I'm super content with this power performance from these earbuds, but if it's important for you for your earbuds to last well over 5 or 6 hours of battery life, keep that in mind if you're thinking about purchasing the Nothing Ear. The case gives you a cumulative 36-ish hours of usage on a single charge, meaning that I'm only having to charge this case at most once a week, which I'm totally happy with. This is pretty average battery life though. Here's the wrap up. These earbuds, subjectively speaking, scored really well across all of the categories that I've talked about. But here's a lesson in digesting gadget reviews. No gadget is perfect, but sometimes shortcomings live between the categories discussed during the review. For example, the Bluetooth connectivity range on the Nothing Ear pales in comparison to the range on my OnePlus Buds Pro, as well as my Sony headphones, as well as my Razer Black Shark headphones. It's not a big deal for most, but it's still a valid complaint. Another one is that the in-ear detection is a little lousy on them. It accurately pauses or resumes when you pull out an earbud or put it back in, maybe 70% of the time, but that's me working pretty hard to come up with meaningful complaints. My short list is bulky case, lousy transparency mode, and subpar Bluetooth range. Now, contrast that to the upsides: good noise cancellation, excellent sound quality, a unique and eye-catching design, and phenomenal sound customization in the Nothing X app. And all of that for a $150 price tag. The value proposition here is incredible, and if $150 is a little steep for you but you're still interested, the Nothing Ear A that came out at the same time offers a very similar value proposition, minus some of the customization options and quality of life things like wireless charging. No matter what your qualifications are for a good pair of earbuds, there's definitely a pair out there for you at this point, since the market, I think, is very mature. For me personally, I think the only big miss for the Nothing Ear is the microphone performance. If that could be improved, I would be such a happy camper. Even if it never changes, honestly, for $150, I'm really pleased with the performance. The sound quality is it's phenomenal. So there you have it. I really like these earbuds. I applaud Nothing for what they're doing, and I really hope they continue to do it. I'm grateful that they listen to their customers, and I'm grateful that they're doing some cool, unique designs out there in a world that's very stagnant in terms of design right now. I would really love to hear what everybody thinks about these, because everybody has different qualifications for what makes, a good headset. Is this something that you would get? If not, why? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, I do have a couple other videos that I'm working on, so I will see you soon. There